Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to a brand new video here today and another episode of the MotoGP 20 career mode here today, and we are back for some more action. This time we are here for round number 4 of the season for the Spanish Grand Prix at Jerez. If you guys missed the last episode at Argentina, then go watch it guys by clicking the link in the top right hand corner of your screen. It was an insane battle with this man on screen right now, Marc Marquez, and it was pretty much a heavyweight battle for the win with loads of overtaking and some really aggressive moves. But guys, we're going to jump into the career mode menu. Right, so here we are then on the menu for the start of the race weekend here in career mode, and you can see at the bottom we are currently second in the championship behind Marquez after 3 races, and Valentino Rossi there P3 on the M1 Yamaha. In terms of other news, we are currently saving up points to do some big investments on the bike, and you can see there on screen R&D is yet to be really worked with, and also technical staff and personal manager are yet to be looked at. These are things that I've got to kind of investigate, and I've got to try and build up a team, which is, you know, much more easier said than done. So I need to kind of spend some time and look into it. Really, I've been very busy lately, so I haven't quite had the time to like properly, you know, look into it as much as I'd like, and I want to do it properly. So I think at some point in the future I want to try and look into it and try and, you know, do stuff properly. But for now, I'm not too disappointed. You know, at the end of the day, we are still pretty damn fast on our current bike, and we are fighting for wins when we shouldn't really be doing that on maximum AI difficulty. So with that being said, we're now going to jump into the race weekend here at Jerez, and we're going to jump into practice first of all to see what the pace is like and also do the practice programs. Here we are then in practice, and we're going to get the race weekend underway. First of all, we are going to kick things off with the development test, and we're going to do the distance analysis once again. So we are going to strap on the recommended tyres, which is a double medium, and also the recommended fuel. And yeah, we're going to hit the track, see what the pace is like, and hopefully smash the program. So let's jump into it. Sticking to the line is so much more harder than it looks. It seems to be also really strict on this year's game, so it's very hard to stay on it. But I might have just done enough here at the end of the lap to recover and get myself back on it. The question is, will it be enough on the time threshold? It's not. We are going to fall short, so we'll have to try again on a second lap. Let's see if we can improve this time around. Whoa, that's a bit wide through there. Down the inside over the corner at the final corner. We need to make that move. I was getting held up. The question is, will that be enough though? At the final corner, I don't think it is. Up to the line, and no, we just miss out. Damn it, what a shame. Just like Argentina, we are struggling to hit the practice programs, and that's just down to the AI difficulty. So it's interesting because the difficulty is spot on when it comes to the practice programs. We should be struggling in this bike to get this done, but when it comes to our pace compared to the AI, we're still really fast. Either way, we failed in that one. I might try again later possibly, but for now we're going to jump into quick lap simulation. So we'll strap on double soft tyres and the recommended fuel, and we'll try and beat both of the recommended laps, which I think we should be able to do. This program's been a bit better for me, and I'm able to do this one a bit easier. So let's jump into it, and let's see if we can try and beat the lap. Into the hairpin. Jorge Lorenzo, I believe it's called, the hairpin. Let's see how we get on as we get the power down. Are we going to beat the threshold? It's going to be close. Up to the line. No, it's not. We found our first lap. That's surprising. Normally we do achieve that program. We'll have to go for another lap as we run it in a bit hot into turn 1. Let's see if we can beat it second time around. Okay, fastest sector 3. Right, I'm pushing the limit here. Into the hairpin. Don't really have much more time to find really, so if this isn't enough, then it is what it is at the final corner. Let's see if it's enough. Up to the line, and it's not enough. We fail again. Well, it hasn't been the best start so far, but we are, you know, struggling to beat the threshold. We're now going to jump into the race simulation. We'll strap on the recommended tyres, and again, we never seem to be able to pull this program off because it's 5 laps long, but I just want to do a couple of laps like the last 2 races just to get an understanding and a feeling as to where the track and the bike are. And then we'll call it a day and probably jump into qualifying. I'm not really enjoying this, I can't lie. Bike definitely doesn't feel as competitive around here as it has done in the first 3 rounds. As we're off the pace, we foul our first lap. Normally we always hit that first lap when it comes to the race sim, so that's not a good start from us as we get a horrible line to turn 1. We'll keep going, but you know, we might just fail the programs. It's totally normal. But then I know where we stand going into the race weekend. I still think we're pretty quick though compared to the AI, so there's not too much to worry about. Right, then up to the line, second lap now. Still not really close up to the threshold. We just don't have pace for the practice programs around here. They're a bit too demanding in terms of pace, but we're still P1 in terms of the session, so we still have general pace. But yeah, I think we're done here. We know where we stand. Let's go back to the garage and let's check at the lap times to see where we are. There we go then, so we are quite comfortably quickest, 1.1 clear of the nearest bike, which is Andrea Dovizioso, so it's looking pretty good for us. No complaints on my end. Valentino Rossi 3rd and Marquez P4. These guys really close at the minute on track in terms of lap time. But with that being said, I think that lap should be good enough, so we are now going to jump into qualifying, and I'm completely expecting another Q2 appearance. Right, there we go then, into Q2, but for the first time this season, I believe, we are not P1, we're actually P2. Dovi actually went faster than us, so looks like the AI may have a bit more pace around here for a change, and that's going to make things very interesting. Either way, it's looking good, and we're pretty comfortable around here. Just got to try and unlock a little bit more pace and try and have a bit better line through certain corners. But with that being said, let's go into qualifying and let's see how we get on. Right, here we are then on our first lap. We have a lap time to beat. Jack Miller's 33.9. It's going pretty well at the minute. Pace seems good. As now Alex, no, actually that's Marc Marquez, my bad. Marc Marquez goes quickest. We're at 10th off that at the minute, we're pretty close. Let's keep pushing through the final sector, which is running a little bit wide there. Just a few more corners to go. A very important section this of the track to see if we can get the line right. Just about. One more corner to go. Slow it down for the hairpin. First gear, this has been actually a really good lap so far, I'm happy with this. A PB, of course, this weekend, 33.9, so it's going to mean beating it to go P1, and we do. It's a 33.6. Good lap from us. Let's try and go for one more, see if we can improve, if we can. A little bit hot into the hairpin there, but we do pull it back. Pretty clean exit. Let's keep pushing. We're up by a fraction after 2 sectors. Quite get the line right through there. Into the final corner we go. 2.5 tenths up in sector 3, but we probably lost a bit of time in the final sector though. Up to the line. Do we improve? Yes, we do. By a bit more. We did lose a bit of time in the final sector, but we do improve to a 33.5. So there we go, our best lap of the weekend. Right then, let's go back to the pits. Let's strap on some fresh tyres, and we'll go for one more run in qualifying. As usual, 2 runs. That was a good lap. I just dipped the wheel in the grass there. It's a bit of time to find in sector 4. If we get it right, we're a 10th up still though. It's still a good lap from us, really good lap. Let's see if we can end the lap strongly through the final sector here. Very wide there. Pushed it a bit too much on the brakes. We'll go for another lap after this, but that was a clunky final corner. The 2 fast corners were perfect and we miss out by just a fraction, unfortunately. Last lap, let's give it everything. Might get held up here by Alex Rins, who's currently P2. This lap has been a lot cleaner, but we're not quite as fast through sector 3. We can find time through here though. All we'll do is make sure we just get the final corner right. That was okay. Final corner, get the bike slowed down. Maybe use Rins' toe to get us up to the line. Perfect placement. We're going to get the slipstream up to the line and we don't improve. Well, there we have it then. We didn't improve, but having said that, we did secure pole position luckily for us. Nobody else managed to improve. A very close one. The top 9 covered by 0.6 of a second, but in the end, we secure yet another pole position and our 3rd one in a row here today. The question is, can we convert it into a race win on Sunday? Let's find out as we get ready for the Spanish Grand Prix here at Jerez. Here we are then on the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix. Overcast conditions as the clouds are pretty prominent here at Jerez. There is Alex Rins on the front row once again in second place, and there is Marc Marquez alongside, so I believe it's the exact same front row as the last race in Argentina. The question is, will Marquez this time try and do the exact same thing as the last race and come out on top with the win? There is Fabio Quartararo on the Petronas Yamaha. Quite a disappointing season so far from him, not really up to the standard of pace that we saw, of course, from 2019 from him. But you never know, it's early days, things could change, of course. But in terms of our race, we are going to get things checked over real quick. So in terms of the electronics, we are going to make sure everything is prepared, which it is. Power mapping, I'm going to put that down to 1 for this one. I'm going to change that. I think that's going to be better for the better start. And gears are interesting. I've gone for default gears this race weekend. I feel like that's going to work best for us. But yeah, we're ready for the race. We're going to now set up our tyres real quick. We're going to go for soft medium again. That's been the theme the last 2 races, and it's worked really well for us. So we are going to go for that once again. And fuel-wise, we are going to go for, I want to go 14 laps extra, so 1 lap more than the race distance. With that being said, let's jump into it and let's see how we get on here for the Spanish Grand Prix. Here we go then. The lights are on at Jerez. And away we go for yet another MotoGP race. Keeping it in first gear a bit longer that time. That actually worked out quite nicely for us. Into turn 1, I'm on the outside. Yellow flag behind. Valentino Rossi has gone down, the man who's third in the championship as it stands. Dovi having a look into turn 2. Yellow flag again. We just about stay in front of Dovi there. Marquez behind him, of course, but Rins hitting the front on the Suzuki. Great start from him. Let's see if we can keep up with him. 13 laps ahead of us here today. It's a long race, as we saw in the last one in Argentina. Dovi looking on the inside. He almost takes our rear tyre away, but we just about avoid it as we make our way to the back straight for the first time. Looks like we've got a bit of a gap here. Going into the hairpin, a little bit worried that we may get clipped, so we've got to try and get the bike down to the apex nice and early, which we do. That way we avoid contact. Right then, P2, Rins leads. The question is, will he have the pace to win? Let's find out as we almost get that completely wrong. Luckily, we just about kept it on the curb. But so far, so good. Conditions seem to suit us as well. It's a little bit cooler with the overcast conditions, so that's going to help these tyres in terms of keeping them alive for longer. Maverick Vinales down in P16, and with Rossi's crash, it's a shocking start to the race for the factory Yamaha team as we start to close in now on Alex Rins, tucking into the slipstream and getting that benefit on the straights. Feels like slipstream maybe is a bit too strong in this game for me, but I'm not going to complain. You know, when we're hunting someone down, it definitely helps. Let's see if we can get past Rins and maybe get close, and on the back straight we may have a chance to get past the Spanish rider. Of course, in his home race. Let's see what happens as we make our way through here. We're going to try and go nice and wide on the entry to then get nice and low for the exit. Power down, that's beautiful. We're right where we need to be. We're pulled to the inside of the Suzuki. Can we get it slowed down though and get the bike stopped? Yes, we do. And there we go, we hit the front just like that. Beautiful move. Race pace looks good at the minute. These tyres are working well. Soft medium is the one as we take top spot and get past Alex Rins. And this is great for us to respond to Marquez, of course, who won the last race. So far, Marquez has won 2. I've won 1 out of the first 3 races, so this would bring us to 2 each. Let's see if we can push on here. And also, let's see if we have pace. At USA, we hit the front and we didn't quite pull away. The AI riders were able to keep up, so just because we're at the front doesn't mean we're out of the woods just yet. Fastest lap, 34.6. Good pace from us. Let's try and keep it that way. Marquez now up to P3. He's got past Dovi. He's now going to hunt down Rins. Gap has kind of neutralised a bit now. My pace isn't as quick. We are edging away, but the gap is only 1 second, so we're not running away with it as much. Seems like the AI have picked up the pace a little bit as the rear tyre starting to let go a little bit and just squirm in certain corners. I'm trying to turn the engine up on the straights to compensate for it, but oh dear, that's a big one. That's a big stoppie. That's a big mistake. We'll still be in first place, but that's going to cost us a chunk of time. There's Rins right there. We'll go back on the inside and try and get that first place back, but that was not a good hairpin. Oh, Rins down the inside, and that's going to let Marquez through as well. We do get back in front of Marquez though. Bit erratic and a bit dangerous. Marquez though around the outside. We'll pick up the inside though again here through this section as we go on the inside, but Marquez holds on, and it's a great move from Mark for P2. Having a look through there, but no way past, and suddenly we've put ourselves under massive pressure here. It's going well, but one mistake, a bit too much front brake. into the hairpin, and it's cost us. Let's see if we can regroup. Final corner, power down, power mode 2. Let's try and walk past the Honda. There we go. We get back in front of Marquez for now. Let's stay in front into turn 1, which we do. Now let's get back past Rins if we can. Let's see if we can pass him in the exact same place as last time. Get close through this section and then try and get him onto the back straight, hopefully. Get my short shifts done there to keep the bike under control. Now through the long left. Power down. Now into the long right. Easy, easy. Now we squirt the throttle on. Power mode 2. Come on, let's get the slipstream. There we go. We go on the inside. Don't stop you this time. Bit early in the brakes, but we do get it done. Rins trying to look on the inside. We just about block it off and we retake P1. There we go. Nice bit of riding from us, keeping it nice and clean, making some very nice, and I'd say realistic overtakes in a way, not just sending it from miles back. And we reclaim P1. Now can we stay in front this time? Fastest lap from us. We actually found a bit of pace in that lap. That was good from us. 4 laps to go. We're getting there now. Right, here we go. Last lap of the race. Let's bring it home. Got a good gap behind. 3.6 to be exact. To Rins behind, Marquez in second. And Dovi in third as we get it a bit wrong there into turn number 2. Let's just get the bike back on track and no more mistakes please. It's been a good race from us, really good pace. Let's just bring it home. Rear tyres are just starting to let it go a little bit now, so the soft medium every race just works out great for us. It's the best way to go. Just taking a bit more cautiously now because the rear tyre is really struggling to hold on. Even though it's not that worn, or just not got that much grip on it anymore. It's wobbling a lot and it's not very comfortable, so easy does it through here now. Let's just bring it home. The backfire on these bikes sounds insane, but here we go. Into the final corner. Get down to the apex. Easy does it. And there we go at the final corner, and it's going to be back to the top step of the podium for us here today at Jerez as we pick up the full 25 points. And there we have it then, the results are in, and Rins does get second and Marquez third, so the front three remain exactly the same as it was on the grid formation after qualifying. And with that win now, it's 2 for me and 2 for Marquez in the 2020 season, with Dovi P4 for Ducati ahead of Miller and Petrucci, so both of the works Ducatis there split by the satellite. And then we've got Crutchlow, Quartararo, Nakagami and Morbidelli rounding out the top 10 in Honda and satellite Yamaha order. Then we've got Bagnaia 11th, Espargaro 12th, Joan Mir 13th, Oliveira P14 back in the points, and Viñales on the factory Yamaha only P15, Espargaro 16th, Lecona 17th, Binder behind them with Alex Marquez only in 19th on the factory Repsol Honda, Tito Rabat P20, Iannone 21st, Johan Zarco 22nd, and Valentino Rossi the Doctor DNFing and crashing out of the race here today. In terms of what that means though for the Riders' Championship, we retake top spot and we are 8 points clear of the top of the table, and Marc Marquez is in P2. Alex Rins up to third place now with that second place, and he's really shut up the table in the last 2 races. Dovi P4 ahead of Crutchlow, and Rossi with that crash drops all the way down to P6 in the championship with Petrucci behind him, Morbidelli and Quartararo rounding out the top 9. In terms of the team championship, we are now up to second place as we overtake factory Ducati, so really good stuff and some massive points for us. Yamaha dropped down 3 places all the way down to P5. Repsol Honda though lead the way with the Marquez brothers. And in terms of the Constructors' Championship, we are P1, 8 points clear of Honda thanks to my victory here today, and we take the lead as Suzuki jump up 2 places to third, Ducati stay where they are, and Yamaha down to 5th place, which is very disappointing for them. But guys, that is going to be it from me here today at Jerez for the Spanish Grand Prix in the MotoGP 20 career mode. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like on the video and subscribe if you are new for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content, and also turn on notifications to not miss any videos from me, and finally check out the 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But that is it from me here today at Jerez, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.